Our top focus story on the broadcast is exclusive images of Chinese withdrawal from Finger 4 to east of Finger 8. India Today has accessed exclusive images of Chinese heavy machinery from JCBs to earth movers dismantling Chinese semi-permanent, permanent defenses, pillboxes, bunkers, sangars, tracks, optical cable fiber. All of that is being dismantled and taken. Chinese troops are also withdrawing to beyond Finger 8. So as of now, according to top army sources, it's happening as per plan. I bring you our top story tonight.
Chinese troops backing up. Bunker being dismantled. Vehicles being loaded for the pullback. Soldiers marching back from their forward posts. What you're looking at is the clearest high-definition view of the Ladakh disengagement. After 10 months in a tense standoff, and after India Today broke to you the news of the momentous pullback, we now bring you the most defining, up-close, uncensored images of the Chinese army holding up its end of the retreat bargain. With the devastatingly cold winter still clinging to the bare Himalayas here in the Pangong sector, these images hold enormous significance for two big reasons. First off, the sector in Finger 4 in North Pangong, from where you see these troops dismantling their bunkers and moving back, is precisely the sector from where the Ladakh standoff was triggered in May last year. So things have basically come full circle to this one crucial area along with the standoff zone. Secondly, the South Pangong sectors in Chushul are where the tables were turned on China starting in August, when the Indian Army mounted a series of preemptive special forces missions to take position and hold back the Chinese. It is these moves that are widely seen to have caught China totally off guard and ensured their seriousness and sincerity at the talks table, leading to current disengagement effort.
From pillboxes to bunkers to sangars to tracks to communication equipment, all of it is being taken down. The images also show Chinese soldiers pulling back on the other side of the line of actual control. And according to top sources in the army, the A vehicles, the Chinese tanks and armored personnel carriers have now moved beyond the Moldo garrison to their locations as a confidence-building measure.
With tanks already rolling back, along with artillery guns and heavy vehicles, India is keeping a hawk's eye on the Chinese retreat, taking nothing for granted. Using advanced high-resolution cameras with excellent zoom capabilities, the army is ensuring that every step of the disengagement is happening according to the agreement, with no space for subterfuge or stealth. What these videos show is that there is no rest. The ice may be melting around the Pangong, but there's no luxury of letting our guard down, not with an adversary like China. If everything goes well, scenes like these will play out in other friction points too.
Once disengagement is over, then begins the process of de-escalation and de-induction from this area. Until that happens, top sources on ground tell India Today they are taking no chances and keeping a hawk eye on every development across the line of actual control. With cameraman Kripal Singh in Leh, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. And it's my pleasure to invite General Bikram Singh, former Chief of the Army Staff, on India First. General Bikram Singh, your impressions of the Chinese withdrawal from Finger 4 to beyond Finger 8, dismantling their permanent infrastructure or their pillboxes and bunkers and sangars and cables and tracks and windmills and whatever else had been set up in this area. What do you make of these images, sir?
Well, Gaurav, I have seen the images. They do point to, dismantling of the infrastructure and a pullback. But I must say that, their movement definitely appears to be highly non-tactical, and that's where the professionalism comes in. And so I was quite intrigued, quite surprised to see the way they were walking as if they are going for a kind of a picnic. I'm sure they perhaps once they see the Indian Army disengaging from that area, they'll get the lessons as to how tactically disengagement must take place. But yes, they are disengaging from this area of Pangong Tso, North Bank, Other areas, still, we got to get the feedback.
Okay, we're still waiting for feedback in other areas, but General, in your appreciation, if the Chinese had entrenched themselves so well, if they had a jetty in Pengong Tso between Finger 5 and Finger 6, if they had bunkers and sangars and optical cable fiber and electricity transformer and all of that, why would they move back? What's your appreciation, sir?
You see, we got to see this at the tactical level, at the operational level, and at the strategic level. At the tactical level, let's be very clear, tactical and operational level, by occupying the heights in the Spangor area, we had attained operational advantage. And that is something which was bothering the Chinese, definitely, the PLA, definitely, because we could look into their Moldo garrison. We had the visual domination. We could have dominated the area by a fire. So this was something, I think, which was really bothering them. This is one aspect. And when you look at the strategic level, I personally feel that Chinese could not have carried on in this kind of, climatic conditions where I have mentioned this earlier a number of times, and this is supported by the documents of the United States, which actually underscore the kind of leadership PLA has. And this has been bothering Xi Jinping. So I personally feel perhaps the leadership could not have withstood these kind of vagaries of the environment, and they had no option but to withdraw from this area. And also Xi Jinping at the highest level, at the national level, let's be very clear, he knows very well that he cannot make a headway, and therefore perhaps this was best way to do it. But then we got to wait and watch. Let this not be a ploy that they have only withdrawn from here, and in construction they have made us withdraw from the area of the heights that we had occupied, and thereafter, it disrespects
in fact, that's the point I'm coming to, General.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
so the Chinese have withdrawn from Finger 8. They've gone beyond Finger 8. But India will be withdrawing lock, stock and barrel from the Kailash ranges, from Magar Hill, Gurung Hill, Rizangla, Richinla, where we had a huge advantage overlooking the Moldo garrison, which we will not. So subsequently. So will there be an incentive for China to continue with the dialogue after 48 hours and withdraw, from Gogra, Hot Spring, Galwan, and then ultimately, of course, the Depsang Plains?
Well, Gaurav, one really doesn't know, because what has transpired between the co-commanders and perhaps at the diplomatic level, one is not aware of it. But I think it's a good beginning. But I would reiterate, we got to move ahead with cautious optimism. Let's not, take it for granted that they mean well. China has had a very poor, track record of respecting the protocols, the agreements that we have signed with them, and observing various do's and don'ts. They haven't done it in the past.
Yes.
So I think we got to be very, very cautious. We cannot. Let's see what they do in Depsang, Gogra, Hot Spring. These are the areas they got to withdraw from.
Yes.
Because if we get lulled into complacency that look, they have started withdrawal and we let our guard down, that will be wrong. We must have our guard up all the time and be prepared to take on any contingency. And for all you know, they may be wanting to sort of do this during the winters. Okay. And the moment winters are over, they'd again get back to their, start showing us their teeth.
In fact, that's the point I wanted to come to next, especially when it comes to Depsang. With the Chinese armor, they may have withdrawn more than 200 armored personal carriers and trucks and tanks. But can China, once again in the coming months, when the worst of this winter is over, come back either here, or since we are very well entrenched here, try something at Depsang or elsewhere along the LAC, in your view, General?
I personally feel, Gaurav, it all now hereafter depends on how we engage, China at the diplomatic level, at the political level. Military, of course, we are already engaging at the co-commanders level. That's the highest level. So we got to wait and watch, and let's see how the strategy evolves. Because after all, let's be very clear. China would have would have catered for a face-saving strategy. Because it challenged India. Withdrawing like this, we have got to see the pros and cons, how it's going to impact on its image. And therefore, I think we've got to be very, very cautious about it. And we should not take it for granted that they mean good.
Okay, but does this now mean that our force levels in Ladakh will change for a very long time to come? We will have many more artillery, infantry and armored divisions or forces deployed in this area to cater to Chinese backstabbing. We wouldn't want them to do that once again.
Yes, that will continue, because let's be very clear, the trust that had been established for a very long time, and especially from 1993 after we signed the Peace and Tranquility Accord, this is one of the very major incidents that has occurred, a very long, 9 to 10 months long standoff, between the two countries. So therefore, from that point of view, I think we will have to have our resources in that area, depending on what mutually agreed upon, understanding is there between both the armies and both the militaries. But I feel that, repairing trust which has been breached will take years. It cannot happen in a jiffy and on a call based from, Xi Jinping to our political leadership to Honorable Prime Minister. Trust is not, built like this and repaired like this. It has to be actually shown. The deeds of China will be monitored, what they do, what they conduct themselves, how they withdraw, where they are deployed. And I think over a period of time, perhaps we'll have to start disengaging. I do not visualize this kind of a disengagement occurring definitely in the next 1 to 2 years, because, trust is built over years, and once breached, it takes years to build again. It cannot happen in a jiffy.
Okay. The fact that the Chinese, according to that Russian agency TASS, suffered 45 fatal casualties, and this is a Russian wire agency reporting this with a Beijing dateline, as against 20 braves of ours who made the supreme sacrifice at Galwan. Now Chinese withdrawing both from north and south bank of Pangong. So does this have repercussions not just for India, but ramifications for the region and the world? Will this be studied very extensively by world powers, sir?
Yes, Gaurav, it indeed would be studied. But the point is, perhaps coming to a deduction of this nature may be slightly premature. Let's wait and watch how they conduct themselves at the other places, they withdraw, where they fall back to. And I think we'll have to have monitoring mechanisms to see where they are, so that we are not surprised again. But yes, if China behaves after this, I think India would have given a very strong message to the international community, and definitely to the regional players, that look, we are a power to be reckoned with. We are not just an economic might, we are a military power as well. And mind you, any regional, any global power, any nation having preeminence or wanting to aspire for a preeminent position has to have a big stick. And I think I'm glad that we have gone in for bolstering our military, our combat power, to make sure that in future we have the requisite deterrence in place, so that China refrains from getting into any kind of military misadventure with India again.
General, for the moment, many thanks for joining me here on India First. We now throw this open to a debate, a discussion, a virtual war that's raging between the opposition Congress and the BJP. I also have Colonel S. Dinny, who incidentally commanded his battalion at the Pangong So, where you see images of this withdrawal. I have Atul Lode of the Congress party joining me on the broadcast. I have Nupur Sharma of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Atul, if I may begin with you, now that you see these images of the Chinese withdrawing beyond Finger 8, dismantling the infrastructure, would you say that the army has been able to achieve its aim at the Pangong So North Bank and the South Bank, and now the focus shifts gradually to the other friction points, sir?
See, Gaurav, we believe in our military, we believe in the prowess and the strength of our military. It was always a problem with the government, the statement issued by the Prime Minister, the statement issued by the Defence Minister and the Minister of External Affairs, which was creating a problem, which was not, and there was no consistency in the statements. That was the basic problem. We had never took any objection on the military. We believe in that, and salute and hats off to our military. Why the Prime Minister said earlier that there was कोई घुसा नहीं है और कि कोई किसी ने कोई पोस्ट लेने and defense minister is saying कि disengagement has started. This is creating the anomaly in the two statements, and we have objected to that. Secondly, they are withdrawing. This true. We believe
So
whatever our military says.
But you're watching withdrawal.
Why buffer zone is creating? Why buffer zone is creating between finger 4 and finger 8, which was earlier patrolled by our military? Why it has been created? And what happened to even the VK Singh, the general, who is also skeptical about the Chinese giver, and you also know backstabbing is the basic nature of the Chinese military and Chinese diplomacy. So we have objected, we have objected the government and not the military.
Nupur Sharma, respond to the Congress party saying that there's a huge disconnect. So army on ground is doing a great job. According to the Congress, the government and the army perhaps not on the same page, or the government's issuing conflicting statements.
Good evening to you, Gaurav, to panelists, and obviously to your viewers. From what I understood, the Congress spokesperson raised 3 issues, and I'll answer them one by one. First and foremost, he said that the Congress, especially as the Congress spokesperson, we believe in the military. I hope and I really wish you remembered that when you actually kept on asking for evidence of Uri surgical strike and also of the Balakot airstrike. I really wish, and earnestly so, you remembered that when one of your ranks described our army chief as Sadak Ka Gunda, and at the same time one of your other politicians went and, hugged very closely the army chief of Pakistan, Mr. Bajwa. I really wish you had remembered the toil, the valor and the sacrifice of our Jawans when you were doing all of these things. Point number 2, I don't see any conflict in what the Prime Minister said and what the Defence Minister said. I don't think they are actually in any kind of contravention to each other. Rather, when you ask about the buffer zone, I wish you had referred to, this is a printout I took from the MEA, last signed by the Manmohan Singh government on October 23rd, 2013, also known as Agreement between the Government of the Republic of India and the Government of the People's Republic of China on Border Defense Cooperation, or shortly put, the Border Defense Cooperation Agreement. Articles 6, 7 and 8 very clearly define what the no man's land is between finger 3 and finger 8. It is not finger 4 and finger 8. You have been confusing people. According to the Indian side, the LAC is at finger 8, and according to the Chinese side, the LAC is at finger 3. And in between, what is called the no man's land or buffer zone is what your government signed on the dotted line and described in Articles 6, 7 and 8 and also mentioned so. So I'm sorry, sir, perhaps you're low on homework and also of your own history. Maybe you need to ask Dr. Manmohan Singh why he signed on the dotted line in 2013.
Let me bring in Colonel Dinny, because he knows this. He knows the lay of the land more than all of us put together on this broadcast. Colonel Dinny commanded his battalion at Pangong. So you must answer, sir. You must answer. Hold on, you must answer. But let me get Colonel Dinny to state facts on the point that you raised about a buffer zone that's been created according to you on the Indian side. Colonel Dinny, factually, has a buffer zone been created on the Indian side when there is no patrolling by the Indian soldiers between finger 4 and finger 8, and by the Chinese soldiers from finger 8 to finger 4?
Gaurav, let us be very clear on facts, and facts is that the Chinese control the area east of finger 8. The Indians control the area west of finger 4, and between finger 4 and finger 8 is the disputed area where both the countries have claim. And traditionally, since 1962, both the countries have been patrolling. As you rightly mentioned, we go up till finger 8 and they used to come up till finger 4. However, they also built a road, I think in somewhere in the period of 1999, till finger 4, and we can only move by foot till finger 8 because there is no road between finger 3 and finger 4. Now this buffer zone, or it's not a buffer zone, I call it as a no patrolling zone. That is, both the countries will not carry out patrolling between the area of finger 4 and finger 8. I think it is necessary that we need to understand why are we doing this. We are doing this because of such cases which happened just now, in which almost 10 months both the armies were close to a war, and the start point of that was a clash between patrolling parties between both the countries at the North Bank. So to avoid physical contact between troops, this is extremely important that both the troops do not come in close proximity unless there is an understanding that, okay, this is the final LAC by both sides and the maps are exchanged. Till that happens, I think to have a no patrolling zone between finger 4 and finger 8 is, I think, the best case scenario which we can have.
Okay, Atul, you heard both Colonel Dini and Nupur. Both of them, have given their points of view. But I want to ask you, does the Congress still feel that the Indian government or the Indian army has ceded territory between finger 4 and finger 8? Now that there's a clarification that the Chinese also cannot come and patrol beyond finger 8 now.
Every time BJP has claimed something else, and within 3-4 months some reality comes in the fore. They have claimed before. Even the Prime Minister after the all party meeting said na koi ghusa hai, na koi ghusa hai. And what our Defence Minister is saying, there is a disengagement happening on the borders and Galwan and Pangong. So now you tell me, I just want to answer Nupur first. Nupur said, who went to Pakistan without invitation to eat the biryani? Who called ISI to Pathankot to investigate? Does this happen in last 70 years? This has happened in
that's
during
a
your
separate
area.
debate.
Don't try to
Sir,
divert the issue.
I asked you a very
in
specific question.
No, that is not a separate. When Nupur says it is inconsistent with the debate, and when Congress spokesperson says it means that there's a different story. ऐसा नहीं होगा.
I asked you a specific question.
Gaurav, I am telling you the answer to your specific question.
Does the Congress still believe?
It is the duty of the government.
Does Congress still believe that India has lost territory between finger 4 and finger 8?
As far as today's situation is concerned, it is the government of India, it is the military of India which is withdrawing, which is descending from Kailash heights. Nothing has been happened on the Depsang, nothing has been happening on Gogra, finger hot springs, and everybody knows in the world that they have built a village inside 100 km inside Arunachal Pradesh. If you want a video, I'll send that video. What has happened in Doklam, we know. Backstabbing is the basic nature of China and everybody knows it. So it is not what happened in 2013. 2013 they were thrown out of Depsang. Now they are at the Y point, which is in the artillery range. Our DBO is in the artillery range. क्या करोगे उसका? कितना झूठ बोलोगे? हर बार आपका झूठ एक्सपोज होता है. क्यों होता है वो झूठ एक्सपोज? क्यों होता है वो झूठ एक्सपोज गौरव? क्यों बार-बार स्टेटमेंट में इनकंसिस्टेंसी नहीं है कह रहे हैं? ये इनकंसिस्टेंसी नहीं है? Is this not an inconsistency? Is this not inconsistency?
The army may have got. Atul, you've made your point. Can Nupur respond? Atul, you've made your point. You may want to repeat that point 20 times, but you've already made it once. Nupur respond. A tactical advantage between finger 4 and finger 8. Yes, but what about the strategic issues, whether it's at Gogra, Hot Spring, or Galwan, and of course the Depsang plains?
Well, such a comment would only come if in toto it wasn't heard or read what the defense minister in the parliament and the statement of the defense ministry had to say. Now, apparently from the papers today, on February 19th, likely the disengagement would be complete, and within 48 hours after that, as the statement of the defense minister and also the statement by the defense ministry said, the second round of talks will start, which will have on the table the Gogra Hot Springs, Depsang, and also all the remaining issues. Now, point in case, now I want to address this gentleman who said biryani khane gaye the. Sorry, sir, Mr. Atul, I have never debated with you earlier, but I must actually tell you, our Prime Minister is a vegetarian. Perhaps it was Mr. Salman Khurshid you're talking about who went for biryani when our soldiers were being beheaded by the Pakistani army. And then allow me to complete, sir.
Okay, again, can we stay on the LAC? Can we stay on the issue of the LAC? You know, what I told Atul is what I will tell you, Nupur.
This is not fair. I did not interrupt him. He went on and on. I did not interrupt him.
This is not true. Is it not true that Prime Minister of India went to Pakistan without invitation?
Now I want to come on to, please, sir, may I please...
Why ISI was called in Pathankot to investigate?
When it comes to border infrastructure...
You're not answering my question.
It was your... May I
again, both of you.
I don't know what the problem is.
Both of you. Atul, allow me to moderate. Atul, this is about what is happening about LAC. We've had hundreds of debates about what happened at Pathankot. We've had many debates about what happened when the Prime Minister visited Pakistan. But that's not the debate today. You know, my request to all my guests is stay on the issue
can you answer my
of
one
the
question?
images that
Can you
India
answer
today
my-
has
can you answer
exclusively
my one
accessed.
question, Gaurav?
I am not going to answer your question, sir. I'm going to ask you questions.
Not fair.
I'm the anchor. I will ask you questions. I will request you to answer. Nupur, finish your point before I
Gaurav,
bring
then
in Colonel
let me allow to say something. Let me allow to say something on whatever you said right now.
Why will he not allow other people
Once
their time?
Nupur
Otherwise,
finishes,
they're also
let-
all about free speech. Please give me my time. This is not fair. Sir, your own defense minister, Mr. A.K. Antony,
Okay,
has
go on,
gone
Nupur. I will
on the floor of the parliament to say that you have succeedingly failed in building any border infrastructure along the LAC. What are you harping about? If there has been any development in infrastructure along the border, it is thanks to the Modi government. And you want figures, then I'll rat out figures to you as well. As far as Arunachal Pradesh is concerned, I don't know what history you know. Late 50s and 60s is the time when the Chinese actually had any kind of incursion into Arunachal Pradesh. Apparently 90,000 square kilometers. You were in power.
See-
Perhaps India did not agree to cede that territory. That's a different matter. But they have incurred
No.
into a village is a fact on paper. And what were you doing? Sleeping? Which also actually reminds me, there was an incursion in a district in 2013 in Chumar. Do you know your defense minister, this is June 17, 2013, hid it, ignored it, suppressed this information and continued with his Beijing tour? Do you know this? Of course you would not know this. For 9 years there was a face-off when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister in Sumdorong show. Do you know this? Of course you won't know this. In spite of the face-off, your Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi went ahead with his Chinese tour.
Okay.
Let's not even forget, you've taken money, signed an MOU and gifted the UNSC
But
seat
let's
along
stay
with
on facts.
43,000 square kilometer. It's a fact. It's a fact I'm reading from papers. Either you newspapers and news reporters are lying.
Let's stay on
either
facts.
this-
Gaurav,
No,
this is,
let's stay on
this is
facts.
injustice to me. This is injustice to me. You
Let's
are
stay on facts.
are allowing her
Okay,
to get out of the
Atul,
debate.
quickly
You
respond.
are allowing
Quickly
her to
respond to
speak
the
about
points.
1967,
Quickly
It is
respond.
wrong.
Okay, quickly respond.
She is misleading the
Quickly
people of India.
respond.
In
Quickly
Sundaram,
respond.
1987, Chinese were badly
Well, I
beaten. In 1967,
corrected
Chinese
her
were
on
badly
that
beaten.
aspect.
We have not lost anything after 1962, and when these
Absolutely,
people are
and
calling,
that's a
this is
fact.
2020
China
India,
claims
they should behave
90,000
like this.
square
They should not
kilometers of
mislead the people.
Arunachal Pradesh,
Secondly,
but that
let
is
me tell
Indian
you one thing.
territory.
I said the
Let me
same
tell you-
thing, Gaurav.
Let
I
me
said
tell
the
you one
same
thing.
thing.
They were thrown out.
I
They,
said
they
the
were
same
thrown
thing.
out
There's
in
nothing that I said, but
1962.
was different.
You,
Perhaps he has a
no, you are
comprehensive
disrespecting.
problem.
You are,
What
Nupur, you
about
are
you giving
disrespecting.
away UNSC
BJP
seats?
is
What about you
disrespecting
giving
the
away
military.
50,000
BJP
square
is
kilometers of
disrespecting
land?
the
Why
strength,
did you
the
seek
power.
Hold on,
China?
hold on,
shown by our-
hold on.
BJP
This is going everywhere. Allow me to moderate. Allow me to bring it back to the images of today. Colonel Dini, Colonel Dini, hold on.
To me, you are not allowing me to speak, but Nupur is allowed to speak anything, whatever she wants to speak.
No, sir, you have ample time. Sir, both of you have ample time to speak, but let me bring in Colonel Dini. Colonel Dini, when China withdraws from finger 4 to finger 8 and you're looking at these images of Chinese JCBs being used to dismantle their, whether they're permanent defenses or pillboxes or sangars and tracks, does this indicate China has blinked? That's point one. And point two, in your appreciation, once we've withdrawn from the Kailash Hills, will China have any incentive to go back or to sort out Gogra or, from Demchok to Depsang, all the friction points?
Gaurav, two issues which you have raised. And first issue is that, I don't want to look at, and especially when now the disengagement process is on, I don't want to bring it into who won and who lost. But one thing is very clear, that India has not lost anything.
Yes.
That is very clear, and India has come out much stronger is what is the thing, what we have seen all these images. Now you have been following this story for a very long time. All the satellite images, all the photographs from China, they come with a purpose. The same disengagement they could have done in the night without anybody seeing. The fact that they're showing shows that we also want to see that India needs to be convinced that China is moving back, and that is one thing which they, by all this I think earlier some people were also referring to the non-tactical way of moving back, the Chinese soldiers. So all this indicate
Yes.
that they are very keen to disengage and go back to April 2020 status quo. So that is one thing which is very clear. So I think we have to look at that. And secondly, your question of whether once they move back from finger 4 and finger 8, and once we come down from Kailash. Now let's understand this clearly. You know, I'm speaking as a military man. Kailash range is very important, no doubt. But if the LAC itself is very long, so there are many places as important or as less important or more important like Kailash ranges, which if required can be occupied again. So the question is that if we come down from Kailash, you know, are we foreclosing all our options? No. The Chinese also know that they did a status quo change between finger 4 and finger 8. We did a status quo change within our LAC at Kailash range. So that is how the parity existed. Now they are wanting to disengage.
Okay.
And should the issue change again, we have our options again. So there is no question of those things. So I feel that it will be a gradual thing. Like you rightly mentioned that after 48 hours of
Very interesting.
the current disengagement, I think we will see a
Very interesting you say, Colonel. Yes.
Agreement in all the friction points is what
Very interesting that you mentioned that China is moving back because of Kailash range, and that is this sector. In other sectors, well, India has other options. But the point you made, and Atul, I want you to respond to that. As a military man, as someone who's been posted here, who's served here, Colonel Dinny says, India does not come out looking weaker. India looks strong. India, if I may, is also building infrastructure. Will you concede that point that we are not looking weaker, we are looking stronger, or would you contest that, sir?
I have already told you that Congress definitely believes in what military says. It is not about military, it is not about Deni. HS Panag has also said we are considering so many things. Giving up Kailash ranges is definitely a tactical loss, loss of strategic point. But at the same time, they are continuing at the Depsang. What has happened in Doklam, we know they have created a huge amount of construction over there. They have developed logistics, roads, which goes into the Bhutan also. They have created
in their own country,
100 kilometers
in their own
inside
country.
Our boundary in Arunachal. No, I will send you video. People have sent the video, those who are working over there in a Haidar
I'm talking about Depsang. I'm talking about, no. Let's talk on facts. I am very specifically talking about Doklam. Doklam Chinese construction is in their area.
But whenever Congress
I'm telling you what is happening in Doklam.
Listen, Gaurav.
So you do not want to know facts about Doklam.
This is a very important debate, and people of India are watching. No, Gaurav, I am very much factual on that. You know what is Chicken Neck and how it is important for us. It's just a width of 22 kilometers, and I know many things, but I just want to stick up to the debate. We have given up the strategic point, the important tactical point to the Chinese, but Chinese have not withdrawn from the tactical points. The strategic points they are still holding. This is the issue. We had lost in a discussion. We lost. बोलते ना हम युद्ध में जीते और करार में हम हारे. तो ये है और इसका जवाब मुझे नूपुर जी ने दिया नहीं है कि कोई घुसा नहीं है, किसी ने कुछ लिया नहीं, तो डिसएंगेजमेंट कहाँ हो रहा है इसमें. फॉरेन मिनिस्टर्स का स्टेटमेंट डिफरेंट है. कोई हाँ फिर डिसएंगेजमेंट कहाँ से हो रही है बताओ. Deni is saying that disengagement is happening. Everybody is showing the images. Everybody is saying that there is disengagement happening over there. There was no buffer land. Between finger 4 and finger 8. What happened? Why you are not discussing about
one by
finger
one?
4? Why you are not discussing about the hot springs, Gogra, Depsang, Doklam, and the village created in the Arunachal Pradesh? And still you are lying to the people of India. Still you are lying to the television. When you are exposed, I exposed you, but still you are lying. This is matter of the security of India. This is matter of territorial integrity of our country. This is matter of
Atul, you've made your point. Atul, you've made your point. Do you want to hear the BJP spokesperson or not?
Please allow me to
Gaurav, every
Yes,
time
please.
you disturb me, every time you stop
Yes,
me
please.
from making my point, but you allow Nupur to say whatever she wants to say.
I trust in the military. On the other hand,
I have exposed you here.
Sir, you contest. I'm
BJP
permitting
here.
both to make their points.
You say you know more than
I did not say anything about Colonel Dini. Colonel Dini is a very respected officer. Colonel Dini is a very respected officer. I am taking objections on the government steps. Why we are failing diplomatically? We are objecting on that. We have raised question why we are given
Okay.
up Kailash Rangesh.
Atul, you've made that point.
About the statement given by
Atul, you've
Prime
made that
Minister.
point.
Why there is inconsistency?
Atul, you've raised that
Why
point.
there
Do
is
you want Nupur to
inconsistency
respond to
between
that?
the statement of Prime Minister,
Okay.
statement of Defence Minister.
Atul, you want Nupur to respond to that, or you don't want her to respond? Hold on.
She has purpose.
I'm sorry, Atul. Now this borders heckling. Atul, let Nupur respond.
He will also not
Atul,
agree that
please let
between
Nupur
finger 4
respond.
and finger 5. Can I please respond? Can I please, Gaurav? Hello?
Yes. Go on, ma'am.
Please, this is
Go
not the
on.
way to debate. I don't know what got his goat. What got his goat? Is it what Colonel Dinny said? Colonel Dinny actually said that we have not ceded anything. We've not conceded a single inch. And in spite, on one hand, this Congress spokesperson says, I have full faith in the military. Well, why will he not agree with Colonel Dinny? And perhaps it's in a write-up written by him. Is this not something that speaks volumes? That with a signage in Mandarin and a map that the Chinese PLA had
I have not objected, Dini. Once again, you are doing left and right. My questions are very straight.
Please finish.
Nupur, my questions are very straight. Why there is an inconsistency between the statements given by Prime Minister, the statement given by the Defence Minister, and the statement given by Minister of External Affairs?
Only thing Mr. Rahul
I
Gandhi
will be
knows
getting.
is
You are not
I
answering
will be
my
getting
question.
much more. I will be getting much more. Hold on.
Answer my question categorically.
I will be getting much more on this. So while Congress and BJP may spar, the army and our diplomats, in fact, it's the combined all of India approach. I must tell our viewers, India's done well so far. Does it carry to the next level? We will wait and watch. But whether it's our army, whether it's our diplomats, or whether it's the all of India approach, but the fact remains the Chinese are going back beyond finger 8. Will they do so in other friction points? We'll track that story very closely. To all my guests, Colonel Dinny, Atul Lode and Nupur Sharma, many thanks for joining me. I need to slip into a quick break here, but don't go anywhere. I will get you the latest in the investigations on the toolkit story. There's a new twist in the toolkit story. There's much more that's been revealed in the WhatsApp conversation that was happening between Disha Ravi and Greta Thunberg. Why was there an apprehension of a UAPA case being slapped? And if they knew that it was against the law, why were they doing it? That and much more coming up. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.